jump scare. We can't not address my face. Ah, a culprit. 2 seconds. Don't need to do 2 seconds. Right on cue. So as you'll know, we are blessed to have 2 gorgeous kittens, and at 5:30 this morning they were doing what cats do. I was obviously soundly asleep, Pete's away filming, so I was just like, bliss, and out of nowhere my face was used as a literal kitten stepping stone. Sir, do you think I'm gonna live? He says, oh God, no. See ya. He says, I'm not responsible for that. Thorin, please. So yeah, they like just jumped on my face as they darted across the room, and oh my word, it was the most obnoxious way to be woken up. And you have a little look. I was very confused. It bled quite a lot. I'm also actually like a little bit allergic to cats, and obviously like cat's claws are really gross. So my face like puffed up, I had to take antihistamine. Guys, it's not been my morning, but welcome back to another video. It is absolutely disgusting, dreary weather out there, despite being in August. Don't know what's going on. Well, I do. Gulfstream or slipstream, a kind of stream. Months ago, I mentioned that I was going to do a little debriefing video on badminton, so like go over my cross-country rounds, and I thought it'd also be quite cool to compare Dee and Jam's dressage tests. So we're going to be going over that. I've got the dressage tests side by side. I've got both of my cross-country rounds, thanks to Equirail. So the rain might be stopping me riding too much today, but it will not stop any of the horsey action. Now before we dive in, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is also another fantastic pastime when the weather is disgusting. So a big thank you to Star Stable for sponsoring this video. So Star Stable is an online game designed for people that have a passion for horses and adventure. Now I know that is going to resonate with quite a few of you watching. It allows you to take care of your horses and also buy lots of horses, which is why I personally love it. You can do quests, compete in races, and most of all, you get to explore the magical world of Jorvik. And let me tell you something, guys, there is nothing more therapeutic than just galloping around on one of these gorgeous horses and having a nice little hack, jumping all the logs, no nerves exist. It is really good fun. I really like the fact that there are loads of real life breeds there, and you'll come across them in all sorts of wonderful, wacky places. A lot of them will be at the markets, but then sometimes you'll be in this new realm and you'll suddenly stumble across a horse for sale that you have seen nowhere else, and it's such an amazing feeling. You can arrange meetups and share your adventures, ride together, chat together, and even create your own riding clubs. I will admit, I am building quite the collection of horses on Star Stable, and if you would like to do the same, it is free to download up to level 5. You can play it on your computer, and it's also available on iOS. However, if you go to the link down below, that will allow you to download the game with 7 days of Star Rider time and a free gift, which basically means the game's like completely unlimited for a week. So it'll give you an amazing opportunity to explore. There are places on the map which will be locked off depending on what level you're on. So having Star Rider time is really exciting because you get to just go and see absolutely everywhere. Tap the link down below to download, and a massive, massive thank you to Star Stable for kindly sponsoring this video. Right guys, let's get into this. We're going to kick off firstly with the dressage at badminton.
Alrighty, welcome to the sound studio, guys, which I'm sure you will know is just me with a microphone and a towel over my head. So, into dressage, and we have got a side-by-side little comparison for you there. So, Jammy is on the left, Dee Dee's on the right, and just to remind you of scores, Jam got a 30.6, Dee got a 30.4. There's only 0.2 marks, 0.2 of a mark, between these two dressage tests. So right off the bat, I'm noticing a massive difference, and that is speed. And for once in my life, it's Jam. Normally Dee is the tense one that rushes, but my word was Jammy's a tense test. And I think that kind of explains, no offense Dee, why Dee was able to get a little bit ahead, because normally Jam does a very sweet, rhythmical test, and although she clearly is not a flashy horse, the judges tend to quite like her because they can't really not like her. She does everything kind of by the book at this level. But the main difference here, and it's me that made this the problem, not the horses, is that Jam was basically doing a one-day event, so I had all of the jumping on that day, and you can tell there I'm just getting nervous. Like, my circle's too small, she lost her back end, she thought I meant canter, and then I pulled her up, and it just kind of ruined it for me from there, because I was already so incredibly nervous about what was to come. And I think that little blip early on, I just felt like it was the worst test ever, and it really wasn't, but you know what it's like when you're riding it, it feels worse. Whereas gorgeous Dee was doing this the day before, so all Dee had to do that day was the dressage. I felt a lot more chilled. You can see the weather was actually nicer. It was a really nice, sunny, bright day. So yeah, it does really show how much the kind of like the atmosphere and the weather and the situation affects what your score is. Now, again, Jam is so rushed. Like, they started this test at the same time, and look how much further ahead in the movement she is. Dee's walk I'm quite liking there. Dee has a pretty bad walk, to be fair, so for her that's really good. I'm just going to pause Jam there before this trot transition, because we were just so far ahead. Spoiler alert, it's not the first time I have to do that. Dee a tiny bit kind of joggy into the trot transition there. I feel we could have made that smoother. Pretty pleased with both of those canters. Now, I remember that canter transition with Dee, I did get a little bit of spark, and I thought, oh gosh, are we going to get a little bit overexcited? But she's keeping a cap on it. Like, fair play, Dee. She knew she was at batters, and she said, I need to impress. Give and retake, that was what really upset me with GCS. Not upset me, but you know, that was the main thing I picked out. We just kind of lost the contact there in the give and retake. She popped her head up, so obviously didn't get a fantastic mark for that, but the rest of the movements looking fairly nice. Now let's see where they both trot. Jam a little bit early, Dee a little bit early. I mean, it does just say trot before, is it S, that letter? But, yeah, sorry, Jam, got to pause again. Don't worry, guys, your screen isn't glitching. Wow! Nice canter transitions. 10 out of 10 for both of them. I mean, it wasn't. Obviously, there's room for improvement always. But I really liked both of those transitions. Very happy. Yeah, as I was saying, it does just say in the test, like, canter before R or S. But I kind of feel the closer you can get, the better. Jam's give and retake there, a little bit on the forehand. Dee says, have I got flies in my ears? Probably not, Dee, but you always think you do, bless you. Silly little sausage. Okay, so then we do our kind of peel back teardrop thing. And Jam is pausing again, so we can get a side-by-side of these transitions. Ready, guys? Go cross-eyed. Yeah, so I would say Dee's was that little bit better there. I mean, they were both quite early, but I think Dee maybe had like another stride on Jam, which with dressage can make all of the difference. Look how fit these horses look. My word, they do not look like this at the minute. Gosh, it does show. You just have to get them so fit for batters. Right, let's see these halts. Neither of them were fantastic. I'd say Dee's is better, marginally. But yeah, not very good halt game. A little bit disappointed with those. But anyway, overall, both very nice tests. Dee zooming through the start box there. Dee gets really excited at the start, and when she thinks she's meant to go, if you stop her from going, she starts to spin, and obviously you can't go before you're counted down. So yeah, I think it was a YouTube short that I posted, but she got very flustered. So that's why we were quite quick through the start box, because the time had actually already gone, and in order to stop her spinning, you kind of just have to see your exit and go. Anyway, 1 and 2, very nice, pleased with her. This is kind of where you kind of realise you're at batters. So this is where they start making the terrain a little bit more difficult. They're two very upright fences, you'll see. You go up this little kind of bank and then to this brush. So I remember when I walked the course thinking, like, have the handbrake on until that point, because they are just upright and it'd be annoying to have a problem that early stage. And then after this fence, I kind of let her speed up a bit. There was a long pull up to this one. I do always respect this fence. Every horse I've had, I say every horse, Bear and Jam, have always given it a bit of a funny jump. So although it's not big, just let Dee get in a little bit close there. And then to the coffin. Now, I remember coming round to this. I shouldn't call it coffin to you. It's a rail ditch rail. I put my leg on and I didn't get anything back from Dee. And in that split second, I had a flashback to 5 and 6-year-old Dee when she was just so incredibly ditchy. Could not get her over ditches when we were schooling for love nor money. And I just thought, Dee, we are not having a half-hearted jump over this rail and leaving a leg because you can see a ditch there. So yeah, had to really ride to get her through that. I mean, I think she probably would have gone, but better safe than sorry. And yeah, my main worry was that she would kind of hesitate over the first and end up losing a leg because they were very, very upright. So nicely through the solar panels, they actually rode really well, and then beautiful jump over that open kind of ditch brush fence. She was keen over that number 10. Like, there was quite a big drop on landing. And there we go. And yeah, I remember having to really get her back because you can see that combination in the distance, which we'll see closer up in just a second. Quite technical and on a bit of a curving line. So yeah, just watch. Like, obviously gravity kind of takes hold here. So come back to me, please, Dee. Oh wow, we're getting all the angles. Thank you, Equireel. Yeah, and you can see this little combination here. It was very skinny. Oh, this is the one. I mean, I've bleated on about this enough in the actual vlog, but these are ex 5-star fences. They were just in the water, so it was a lot harder when it was in the 5-star. But you know, 5-star nevertheless. So I remember being a little bit worried for this combination just because it would be so easy to have a glance off, and that shows in my riding because I get rather defensive and get her very deep into that first one. But they weren't particularly big, like they were very kind fences, so I knew getting in deep was safer than trying to ask for a really long stride. Whee! Oh my gosh, what a shape she made there, what a legend. So yeah, getting deep was a little bit safer. So here I remember her being so strong. So I was just trying to get her back. So I was like, Dee, we have got one of the most technical combinations here. So obviously this is the one where you have the choice of jumping it straight and doing the long route, or you can angle it like this and make it into a corner. I've always wanted to jump it like this. When I have done badminton in previous years, this hasn't been like an option. When I fell off a bear, it was an option, but I didn't get that far. So yeah, I really wanted to do it, and you can see the elation when we just missed the patting. I was so chuffed with that, and I think that was the point on course where I was like, we can do this. Like, come on, Dee, we're getting home inside the time. Like, let's go. Really liked this addition to the course this year. Love the fact that it's like a mini replica of the 5-star. So sweet. And Dee was good at scroll through here. I thought she might be a little bit spooky, but no, she is such a little legend, little schoolmaster. So then we head down to the lake. Oh my gosh, I've just remembered the mistake I made at this. Well, so I was basically holding for another one, and Dee was like, we've got a time to get. So yeah, bit of a scrabbly jump over that. I do need to stop focusing so much on the bad points, because coming into this fence, I was still thinking about that one before, and yeah, it wasn't pretty, but it really wasn't that awful. So note to future Meg, don't dwell on your previous fences. So little jump into water there, and then this kind of hanging log on the way out. Dee was so sensible there, like proper pro. She just showed her experience, got in like nice little stride before it because she knew it'd be slippy, popped out and then off. And I chose not to angle those brushes. You kind of could have angled it, but I don't really think it would save you that much time, and it was obviously high risk. Oh, there is the money shot, guys. Oh god, that gives me like a little butterfly in my tummy seeing that. It's just amazing, the fact that someone like me gets to actually compete at this amazing, prestigious venue. Anyway, the show must go on, so we're getting quite near the end now, and I knew I had a tough combination coming up. This fence also is big. That's a big jump. But Dee did it beautifully. So here we go, the last combination on course. Again, Dee's keen, but like, look at her, she's so smart the way she just like chips in, like sorts her legs out, and then to pretty sizable arrowhead. Woo! Like kind of stood off it a tiny bit, but she was just so good. There was no way she wasn't going through those flags. And then over the last, and my word, I can't explain the feelings actually making me feel emotional now. I need to do some deep breaths. Yeah, that whole day I'd been so nervous. So it's just, honestly, can't explain it. Right, wow, okay, quick turnaround, guys. We are back to Jam Bam. So I had done my show jumping with Jammy after Dee's cross country. So I'd already show jumped now. Obviously I'd already show jumped, but you know what I mean. I went from cross country, then back to show jumping, then to cross country again. And immediately Jam is that bit more sensible coming out of the start box. I was really nervous with Jam, and it's weird because obviously I'd already gone round, but Dee is such a safety blanket. She's so sensible. No offence to Jam Bam. But Dee just doesn't really put us in dangerous situations where, as we know, Jam is just so bold, so gung-ho. She absolutely adores her job. And since Bicton, that's just partly my worry, is I don't 100% trust her. Not to do anything nasty, but just to be like, oh no, Mum, like we can jump this, and just, yeah, jump us into trouble. Anyway, she was jumping us out of trouble there. Had to slow that down. When will she jump this normally? The first year she did it, she did such a hilarious jump. She's just so funny. So we did add a stride here. That wasn't what it walked. I think it walked 2 and 2. But we added a little stride because of the funny jump we got. But she was actually very clever with her feet and sorted it all out. Then to the solar panels. This was another new addition. Again, it's a mini version of the 5-star, which I love it. It makes it feel so special. And look, they're really using the ground again. I feel like that is the main difference when you come to badders, is from like your normal 90, you feel like they're really using the topography here. And we see a nice flyer. And you know, I said about that moment, guys, where you think, no, I can actually do this. That was the moment on this round, that number 9, which ironically was where I fell off with there. All those years ago, back in 2019. So I think gravity takes hold again over number 10. It's so funny, isn't it? Because the horses have no idea what's coming up. Oh, it probably wasn't quite as keen being as Dee. But yeah, they just want to like gallop down the hill and keep going. But this combination actually came up quite quickly. So pop that. Really pleased with how she jumped that first one. She's just so smart. Like, look at that, even around the corner, like we kind of lose our canter, but she is very quick thinking. And like there, we're pretty close, but she just pops it. I remember feeling so happy with my jump over this one. So let's hope it looked as good as it felt. Just like really nice. Look at her back end. Oh, she is mega. Now, one of my thoughts around this round was, where are all the people? Because I remember with Dee, I was like, there was crowds everywhere. And I was thinking like, gosh, have people already gone home? I mean, I shouldn't be thinking this out cross country, but I was. And you'll see what the answer was a little bit later on. So here is the tricky combination. Because Dee did it so well, I'd kind of made up my mind that I was most likely going to go direct with Jammy. It did depend how she'd been jumping, but she'd been so classy up until that point. And yeah, she was more than okay to do that combination, the direct route. Over to the little white gate. I'm telling you guys, I'm doing this ahead of my badminton qualifier, which is in about 10 days time. Wow, this is a good thing to do. It's such a confidence boost, because I'm still umming and ahhing about, I want to do the 100 qualifier, so I'm getting a little debrief here, guys. And I've been thinking, oh god, can I do the 100? Should I just do the 90 again? But seeing how this is going, I think we can do 100. Saying that, the one I'm doing in 10 days time is a 90, but I'm also going to enter the 100 for a little further on, a couple of weeks after. Into the water with Jam Bam, you can see she still has so much gas in the tank, still having to kind of really anchor myself. Very nice little pop out over that log. Again, we are jumping this brush straight. We're going to lose a stride round the turn, jump it pretty straight, and then off we go. Hello to the money shot. Where are we? There we are. Oh, my 2 great girls at badminton. Oh, it was really the most special time. I can't believe that it's like, what, 3 months ago now? Jumping our beautiful Voltaire design saddle fence. Woohoo! We actually got a nice stride to that. And again, I think we get quite a flyer to this. I kind of pushed from that point there. And yeah, luckily paid off. You can see she's just looking, I'd say that's the first time she's shown like an ounce of just a bit of a lag when she jumped, but thankfully very close to home. I mean, she's literally back to pulling my arms out, so maybe she wasn't lagging. Really pleased with how we came around and jumped this one. I just think that my riding improves so much throughout the course. If I could ride like I do at the end of the cross country course all the time, I'd be really happy. And look guys, this is where all the people were. Oh, again, I can't explain this feeling. Thank you so much to everyone that came to the end of that cross country round. It was so emotional, so special, and yeah, loved it. Thank you, Bicton, for sending me both my rounds.
And there we have it, guys. I'm not going to do too much more to camera on account of all the scratches. I did try and cover them up, but they kind of just looked worse. So we're just going with what we've got. But a massive thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing the comparison between Dee and Jam Bam. Comment down below if you had a favourite dressage test or a favourite cross-country round. Other than that, a massive thank you to Star Stable for kindly sponsoring this video. Don't forget, you can click the link down below, which is going to give you 7 days of free Star Rider time and a free gift, which means you can go and explore to your heart's delight. Right guys, I live, laugh, love you, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye! Did you do this to Mummy's face? We don't know which Bengal did it. We don't know which Bengal did it. Do you know that I'm filming for a TV show this week? Do you care? And then I'm going to France for the FEI. No? You've just scratched my back.